Hey everybody, thought I'd start a weekly series where I just do a short video about what I've been playing in board games and video games for the past week. So this is going to be the video for the week of February 22nd to February 28th, 2016. Let's start with the board game that I've been playing recently. So the first board game I've been playing this week has been Liberty or Death. I got my copy a couple weeks ago, I think. Set up the solo playthrough that you find in the rulebook, playbook, whatever they want to call it. Just ran through it myself, followed the instructions for the first couple turns, and then you take it off on your own. Didn't really finish the game, but just played as myself for all 4 factions. Didn't use any of the bot rules or anything. It's a coin game. What are you going to say? This one's about the American Revolution. It's the 5th one, I think. In this coin game, it comes with all the pros and cons of that. Very complicated for new people to get. I doubt I'll ever get the people I play games with to play this one. We tried Fire in the Lake, and I think I screwed that up. I should have started with Cuba Libre, I think. Fire in the Lake is a tough one to get into, and I think it's kind of scared people off at this point, but I enjoy playing it by myself. It's not bad. I need to... this one's nice, although I feel like it's getting to a point on Board Game Geek where it's starting to get sort of caught up in its own hype in a way. I don't think it's that much different from the other coin series games. The battle system's a little bit different, has slight variations like they all do, but I feel it's pretty comparable to the other ones. And I enjoy playing it. The map's nice, although I have a problem with the borders of the states, although no one else seems to have that problem, so it might just be me. I feel it's very hard to tell where the colonies start and where they end. And also it suffers from the map problem with the US, where the Northeast is the tiny colonies and the South has bigger colonies, and so there's a problem of scale, I guess, but there's not much you can do about that. It's been fun. I enjoyed it. Pieces are nice. It's GMT. Always nice. Their coin stuff is on top. I like the series, and we'll see how it goes from here. So one of the video games I've been playing this week has been XCOM 2. It's the sequel to XCOM, Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within, which came out a couple years ago at this point. It's a strategy turn-based game where you're commanding humanity against an alien invasion, and you have these segments of base building paired off against segments of tactile sort of squad management as you're out on the battlefield or whatever. It's good. It's a lot of fun. I'm probably 60 hours into it at this point, and I'm on maybe my 8th playthrough because the first 7 didn't go very well. I feel the strategy of this one is a lot more difficult to get into, and I'm also too impatient with XCOM. I always run out before you really should. There's like a fog of war in the end, and I always sort of cause bad things to happen to me. I will continue this playthrough, which has been going well, and hopefully keep staying patient, which is against my nature in these kind of games, but it does serve to finish the game more strongly than if you didn't. Anyway, that's it. XCOM 2, great game so far, even though it kind of runs like garbage on my computer, which is upsetting. It runs like garbage for a lot of people. It's not optimized very well, but it's been a lot of fun. Second board game I played is Catan, the retitled Settlers of Catan. I've never actually played Catan before, and it was kind of an interesting thing to go back to see how prototypical the game is. If you've played a lot of modern board games and you go back to Catan, you can see where a lot of ideas sort of originated from, even though they're not fully fleshed out at that point. Catan feels like every other sort of Euro you can think of in a good way, but very basic. So there's a lot of dice rolling, a lot of luck left into it. Everyone probably knows how to play Catan at this point, but you get resources based on what you roll, and if you don't roll well, the game can feel very unfair, sort of. There's not a lot to do if you're not rolling the dice properly. You can kind of mitigate it by getting higher probability numbers, but at the same time, there's nothing like Castles of Burgundy where you can pay a resource to change the dice roll, which is kind of a huge thing. Like in any kind of dice game, I think you need some kind of mechanic to balance out the dice rolls, and Catan does not really have that. So the game drags a little bit in the middle. We played it twice. I think it drags a little bit. It's maybe like 20 minutes to a half hour longer than it needs to be with 4 people. But it's fun. I like it. It's very simple, easy to teach, and you can see why it caught on so huge whenever it came out in 1995. So that's it, Catan. And lastly, I've been playing Stardew Valley, which is a sort of Harvest Moon remake. Came out on Steam a couple days ago. Pixel graphic, sprite-based graphics, very Harvest Moon-y, where you come into a town and you're trying to raise a farm that's in disarray. So the gameplay is basically you cleaning up the farm, meeting the people in the village, doing little odds and ends for them. It's a very sort of meditative, relaxing game. You don't really have much going against you. The worst you can do is probably not harvest tomatoes or whatever in an optimal amount of time. But it's kind of relaxing and just sort of easy to walk around and do whatever you want. No real pressure. I loved Harvest Moon when Harvest Moon came out, although playing what is it called? Stardew. I always want to call it Stardust. Stardew Valley. Kind of makes you, it feels very much like it should be a mobile game. Even though I don't know if I'd play it on my phone, it feels weird to sit on the computer and do it. I'd prefer it if it was on the console almost for some reason. It's something about just sitting on your couch is that kind of a game. Or sitting on the bus or whatever, sitting somewhere in bed, like waiting, like just get 10 minutes to kill and you'll play a day in the life of this farmer thing. It feels a little bit weird to play it on a PC, which feels a little bit more like formal to me when you're playing a game. The chair's less comfortable and everything like that. But otherwise, I've been really enjoying it. It's fun. My one complaint is the character walks so goddamn slowly that you feel like you're literally aging along with this guy. There's an auto run function, but he still moves so goddamn slowly. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully I'll get a couple more hours into that, maybe give it a real review in the future, but that's it. Stardew Valley. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video about what I've been playing this week. I'll try to do these weekly, they're pretty easy, and I think it'd be a good way to go back and sort of remember what I was doing at certain points in time. You know, two months from now I want to look back and see what I was doing 2 months ago. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.